Okay, to finish Station 9, the review, let's go over those multiple choice questions. Number 1, the air above Earth's surface is at different temperatures. What is responsible for this difference in temperature? The answer is B, the sun. Number 2, land and water absorb and release the sun's heat in different ways. One result of this is a sea breeze. Which statement is true of sea breezes? Your answer is going to be A. They originate in the day and blow towards the land. If you recall from the last video, the picture that I drew of the sea breeze happening during the day is because the water heats up much slower than the land, so the wind goes from areas of high pressure to low pressure from the sea to the land. Number 3, the global movement of air occurs in convection cells. In general, how does air move from areas of higher pressure to areas of lower pressure? C is your answer. Number 4, air circulates in Earth's atmosphere. Which of the following is the fundamental cause of Earth's air circulation in Earth's atmosphere? The answer is D, temperature differences. Number 5, landforms on the surface of Earth are a result of both constructive forces that build up rock, causing landforms to grow, and destructive forces that break down the structure of rocks and landforms. Which of the following would be considered a destructive force that breaks down the rock and landforms? The answer is A, the steady flowing of a river through a valley. And this is because the rest of the answers, B, the folding of the earth crust where two tectonic plates come together, this is going to cause mountains. This is going to cause a buildup of the surface of the earth, so it's going to cause landforms to grow. It's not going to be a destructive force where it's breaking it down. C, magma from deep inside the volcano coming to the surface and hardening into rock. That's also going to build up landforms. It's not going to be a destructive force. It's going to be a constructive force. And D, rock sediments being deposited in a river delta. Again, that's going to be constructive, where it's going to build up landforms and not break it down. So your best answer is A. Okay. So switching from earth science to life science, I significantly made the stations a lot quicker, but I didn't realize that these were going to be so small, so sorry about that. The first standard for life science is compare and contrast the structure and function of major organelles of plant and animal cells. So let's start with the vocabulary. Eukaryotic cells are cells with a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells are cells that do not have a defined nucleus, or they're without a nucleus. Organelles are structures in the cytoplasm of a cell that carry out cell activities. So these are many different types of things. They're like the organs of the cell, if you will. All right. And you were given this reading, which I would have liked you to glue in. I glued it in like this is the front page. This is the back page, okay? So you can see that there's like a little bit of space at the top that you could use to glue in, and that way you have both sides available to read and highlight. The summary questions. Number 1 is, what is the difference between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell? And the difference is eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells do not. That's the main difference between the two. There are other differences, but that is the main one. Prokaryotic cells are going to be cells that are like bacteria, and they still have DNA, but the DNA is floating around in the cytoplasm, and it's not organized in a nucleus like eukaryotic cells are. Okay, what are the differences between an animal and a plant cell? Plant cells have more organelles than animal cells. Plant cells have a cell wall, they have chloroplasts, and they have a large central vacuole. Animal cells have lysosomes, which are like the garbage disposal organelles of the cell. They get rid of waste. Number 3, what process happens in the chloroplast of a plant cell? Hint, we learned about this year. That would be photosynthesis, where plants take in sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water, and they form glucose and oxygen. And that is the process of photosynthesis. What process happens in the mitochondria of animal and plant cells? And that is cellular respiration. So we definitely went over that this year For any 8th grade materials that you need to review, you are going to use your interactive notebook and the lessons from this year. This FCAT notebook is for 6th and 7th grade material that you needed to review. All right, let's go to the next station. So station 11. I just gave you this flow chart that showed you the organization of organisms. The standard is describe and identify patterns in hierarchical organization of organisms from atoms to organisms. So starting at the basic, the most simplest thing, we have the smallest unit of matter, that is an atom. Atoms combine to form molecules. Molecules form organelles. Organelles are made out of molecules like proteins and carbohydrates and things like that. Those types of molecules make organelles, mainly proteins. Molecules combine to form these which allow the cell to function. So these organelles all come together and they form the cell. The cell is the smallest unit of an organism. Cells grouped together that perform a common function are called tissues, like muscle cells, eye cells, skin cells. Cells that all work together for a common purpose, those are going to be tissues. Tissues work together to form organs. So a collection of tissues that carries out a specialized function are called organs. Organs work together in organ systems. A group of organs that work together to perform body function, that's an organ system. And then the highest part of the hierarchical organizational chart is going to be the organism. So this is the big thing. All of these things work together to form the organism and make it survive. So organ systems work together to form living things called organisms. Okay, the next station is kind of a lot, and I didn't have enough room to write, but we packed 2 standards into one. So the first standard is recognize and explore how cells of all organisms undergo similar processes to maintain homeostasis, and identify and investigate the general functions of the major systems of the human body, and describe ways these systems interact to maintain homeostasis. So we've got homeostasis, which is the maintenance of a constant internal state in a changing environment. So cells, your body, all types of things try to maintain a balance. So they're trying to maintain a constant internal state while everything around them is changing. So cells do this. Your body systems work together to make sure that you function as a human being and that you don't die. That is what homeostasis is. And these other definitions are all going to be body systems. So you have the integumentary system, which consists of your skin, hair, and nails. It protects your body from injury and disease, regulates body temperature, and prevents water loss. The skeletal muscular system includes bones and muscles. It protects organs and helps you move around. The digestive system includes the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. They break down foods to absorb nutrients and eliminate solid waste. The urinary system, kidneys, ureters, bladders, and urethra keep fluid levels balanced and get rid of liquid waste. These 2 things together are going to make the excretory system, which you'll sometimes see. You'll see them not apart, but you'll see them together as the excretory system. The digestive system gets rid of solid waste. The urinary system gets rid of liquid waste. The nervous system consists of the brain, spinal cord, and it is the control center of the body. It's also in charge of memory, learning, and thinking. You also have the circulatory system, which includes cardiovascular and lymphatic systems. So you have, again, 2 other systems that combine to form the circulatory system. These 2 organ systems work together to carry blood and other fluids throughout the body. Okay, there's one more thing that I forgot to add on here, which is the endocrine system. And the endocrine system secretes hormones to regulate the body's activities. So the endocrine and the nervous system are the 2 that really work together to make sure that everything works the way that it's supposed to. They're kind of like the control centers of all of your body systems. And the summary question is, how do the systems of the body work together to maintain homeostasis? The organ systems work together to supply body cells with the substances they need to eliminate waste, and also to keep your temperature, your pH, everything that keeps you alive. Your body systems work together to help you stay alive. Okay, so all these body systems work together to maintain this homeostasis, or this balance in a changing environment, so that you stay alive. Okay? And I'm going to stop this video here because I'm about 10 minutes in. The next stations are going to be 13, 14, 13 and 14 probably. Okay?